first ever studio vlog. My name is Yolanda and I am the artist and creator behind Never Say Die Designs. Okay, we've rotated slightly, hoping that it helps the backlighting problem, but we'll do what we can. If you haven't already, grab yourself a nice cup of something warm. I've got some green tea here because I'm all coffeeed out for the day. So like I said, welcome to our first ever studio vlog. We're currently in the studio. This is my home office, my home studio. It's very homemade. The structure itself was built for me as a wedding present a couple of years ago, which I'm so grateful for. This is my favorite place to be. I love to work out here, but it's very cozy. It's very homemade, and hopefully we can make a few adjustments along the way. I've been fixing things as I go, upgrading things as I go. So hopefully we can keep going with that. So I sell my products in person at markets, and I also sell on Etsy. Last year, so in 2024, I did quite a few markets, and I'm trying to focus more on online sales at the moment, which is a little bit difficult. And as well as that, I want to overhaul what I'm selling. Like I said, I'm an art and stationery business, and I hope to be predominantly stationery, but using my own artwork. So I'll show you a few bits and pieces, things that I sell. Mostly my best sellers are stickers, die cut stickers, which I make myself on the Cricut, all my own designs. I started off with stock images that I would, licensed images that I would purchase and make into stickers. And I kind of slowly built up the courage to put my own artwork on them. So stickers are a big seller for me. Let me see. I also sell a lot of sticker sheets. So like this one here, my Spooky But Cute sticker sheet. Color's not coming up really well here. It's not coming up as vibrant as it is because of the light and filter that I have to use so you can actually see me. But this is a lovely like pastel pink and purple kind of colorway, which is really cute. I've got my Sleepy Celestials. That color is actually showing up quite true to how it's printed. This is one of my favorites, and it's quite popular. And then this is another popular one, and I think my all-time favorite. Again, it's not quite coming out as, oh no, it is coming out quite nice. This is my Tattoo Flash sticker sheet, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite. This is the style I prefer to draw in. My style is a bit animated, a bit nearly cartoonish. So it's kind of a playful take on traditional tattoo style, is where I'd probably place myself style-wise. I do a few other sticker sheets, which are out of stock at the moment. I'm having some problems with my printer, so we're going to try and fix that shortly so that we can restock some sticker sheets. My restocks will probably come in the next video. I also I have a coloring book, just a small 10-page coloring book. I've got some of my drawings in here, which I sell as prints as well. I've just kind of formatted them a little bit different for a coloring book. I've done a combination of things that are really big and a lot of blank space, because I know people like to kind of fill those things in for themselves. And then I've also done things like this where I've kind of created a background for them so that, if you don't feel like doing a lot of actual drawing yourself, you can just kind of color some stuff in. I like coloring books that have nice big spaces in them personally, rather than really intricate pieces, because that can just annoy me. Sometimes I just want to switch off my brain and not have to worry about being really accurate. So that's, again, the kind of coloring book that I like. I also do notepads and notebooks, which are, again, two really big sellers. This one is actually in the plastic at the moment, so I can't really flip through and show you this design. So it says manifest that shit. I do this on a notebook as well. I also do it in a print, and again, it's really, really popular. People love it. It kind of makes people giggle. This one in particular, because it's so light. Because obviously, if you're writing notes on this, you want to be able to see what you're writing. So this is quite light. So people tend to pick it up and they kind of look at it for a minute before they realize what it says. And people are usually amused by that. So I love that. I love seeing that reaction. This is actually a seconds, because you'll see up here there's an extra hole print punched. Which was just me, user error on my machine. But yeah, this is what they look like on the inside. So it's just blank here. I've got my logo on the back. And then the pages are lined. And again, they've got this really, really faint little skull, which is part of my logo. It's part of my branding. I use really thick 120 GSM pages. And I print everything and cut everything myself. So you might get, now this one is, again, like I said, it's a seconds, but you might be able to see there. Pages aren't exactly as straight as I would like them. So that's another reason why this is a second. So blessing in disguise that this happened on this one and not a different one. So I cut A4 sheets down to A5 basically, because it's cheaper to do it that way. I am going to switch to A5 because less kind of fluctuation in the size of the pages. But, do bear in mind when you're buying from a handmade business, you are going to have some things like this because, it's just me cutting these pages down on a lever cutter, which, the cutter is the best thing that's ever happened to me, but it's not always 100% accurate. As well as that, they're rings as well, so it is going to curve the pages on the outside too. But I love these notebooks. I make these notebooks for myself as well. I do use them myself, and I'm really particular about the kind of paper that goes in my notebooks. I don't like a lot of like imprinting. When you're writing, I don't like to turn the page and be able to kind of feel what I've written on the page before. But I've got a few different designs. I've got my Pokeball, because I choose me. I do this in a sticker as well. That actually has holographic vinyl on it. And I've got these ones this here. This one here is really popular as well. It says I hate it here, and it's this smiley little flower. Again, I sell this in a print as well, in loads of different sizes, and I find it really hard to actually keep it in stock. I need to make it into a sticker too, because I think, I think that'll be really popular. That's just some of what I stock. Like I said, I've got loads and loads of stickers. I also do bookmarks, magnetic bookmarks, things like that. And art prints. I find my art prints don't really sell very, very well. It's mostly my art on products that sells well. So we're trying to move away from the art prints and move more towards stationery stuff, and then my greeting cards. So my greeting cards are one of the only things that I don't make in-house, and that's because my art shows up a little bit better on glossy card, and it's really, really hard to make that at home. I haven't quite found the right cardstock yet, so I'm on a mission now to do two things. First, find a glossy card that I can print on, and second, to adjust some of my pieces so that they can be printed on matte card as well. So working on that. So please enjoy this next few seconds of me aboard the struggle bus with this tiny little C5 box. So these boxes come flat packed from Amazon. They're actually quite easy to put together. I'm not sure what's happening to me here. But these basically, flat packed boxes, and these are what I would like to be using for my bundles. What bundles, you ask? Great question. I'd love to tell you. So, like I said, I make a lot of things. There's a lot of things I don't want to make anymore. A lot of stock that I want to shift, and I want a little boost of revenue so that I can reinvest it into materials for new products. So the new products that I want to make are Kindle sleeves and book sleeves. They're two of the big ones. I would also like to do some Kindle inserts and like Bookish sticker sheets and things like that. Sticker sheets and stickers I can make, no problem. I have plenty of materials for those. But for the book sleeves and the Kindle sleeves, I do need to invest in fabric. Possibly DTF prints to go on the front of them, and then like the batting for the inside. I do have snap buttons, which I'll start off with. I may end up going with zippers. I don't know yet though. I do personally like a snap button. So we'll see. So what are these for then? Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'd like to get rid of. So my goal is to make bookish bundles that will go into these boxes. This looks really small, but don't be deceived. This box holds a lot of stuff. You will have seen me struggle there to put it together. They actually go together really easily. But when I was taking this out of the box where I keep the flat packs, I snagged it on the side, so it got a little bit bent. So this I'll be using as a sample box. They're really simple little boxes, but the idea is I basically want to make a grown-up version of my favorite childhood obsession, which was stationery bundles, stationery kits, letter writing kits. Who was I writing letters to? Who knows? Who can tell? But I loved them. And I'm really taken with the bookish bundles that people are doing now. So I want to use these bundles to try and move some stock. The big things that I'm seeing in these bundles is obviously bookmarks, notepads, pens, pencils, hair accessories, so scrunchies, things that you would grab for when you're reading. So I had considered ordering a lot of that stuff on Amazon, but I'm a handmade business, so that just doesn't sit well with me. So I've started making things myself. What you can't see is over here is my sewing machine. I have a love-hate relationship with this sewing machine, and it is something that I want to replace once I get the money. It takes a while to do any projects on it because it loves to snap thread. I've tried cheap thread, expensive thread, everything in between, changing the tension, changing the needles, changing the foot. Something about when I do a back stitch, the transition either to going backwards or to going forwards again snaps the thread. Not always, but enough that it's really irritating. I was sewing last night and it did it a few times in a row, so I switched it off and I just walked away, because sometimes you just have to. But what I did manage to make is this box of goodies. So I have loads of fabric here that are all like left over from my own personal stash. So I managed to make 5 different designs, so 2 of each. So I have 10 scrunchies here. I'm going to start off with 10 boxes. So these, like, why would I buy these? Why would I buy these on Amazon when I can make them myself? We stick with the handmade, model. And then nothing goes to waste. This is all gorgeous fabric that would like a home and would like a project. So these are really pretty. I actually made a tester that I gave to my little girl. It actually hasn't been trimmed or even properly finished. Poor child gets all of my rejects. She's so excited. But this was a gorgeous print too. It was like a really bright floral print. But the ink I used is 2/10. So it will literally only go around her hair. It wouldn't go near mine. But really cute. Very, very sturdy. Like, I wasn't sure if a double knot was going to hold on the elastic, but no problem. Because my issue was I snap bobbins. I've got really thick hair. So I hate a scrunchie that breaks. So that was the first thing. The other thing is corner bookmarks. So this isn't finished yet. We've still got the opening here from when I turned it right side round. But again, I was having this is what stopped me sewing last night. I was having issues with the back stitch, and the thread was snapping. So this is not yet finished. I haven't even clipped the corners properly, so the corner is really rounded, whereas on the proper one I will clip the corner on the inside so that when I flip it through, corners are a bit sharper. So like that one, that corner is just naturally a little bit sharper because there was just a little bit less fabric on the inside there, because I hadn't quite cut it properly to size. I didn't trim it properly because it was just a tester. But the idea is it goes over the corner of your book. So, do we have a book? Yes, we do. Let's take one of my notebooks. I'll just put it on the first one to show you. So obviously it wouldn't go on the first page, but it will go on whatever page you're reading. And it just slots right over. And because it's not lined or anything, now I might put some interfacing on it to make it a little bit stiffer. But it's really, really, really light and thin. It's not going to damage your book. And it's not going to take up space if you want to throw it into your bag. I just think it's really cute. And slots right off. So that's really pretty. So I have a few here that are pinned, well, they're clipped rather, ready to be sewn. I do need to put together one more because this tester came out of my batch of 10. And yeah, I just need to, I have white thread loaded into the machine at the moment. So I need to do all the ones with the white threads first. Although I would like this part finished, the top stitch on this to be black. So I might end up just top stitching half of it in white and then half of it in black. We'll see. So I have loads of those cut. So we have the scrunchie and then the corner bookmark. Ideally, if they could be matching fabrics, I'd like that. Just so it's all really cohesive and not... I don't want anything to seem like an afterthought because it's not. The next thing is the pen pouches. I've looked at a few different options for these. I've looked at like the canvas flat pencil cases that you can sublimate on or put iron-on vinyl on. I just don't really like them, to be honest. I've used them before when I got my Cricut first, and yeah, they're fine. But I just don't really like them. And also they're too big. What I want is a pouch. So obviously smaller than this because this is the cut piece. So when you take the seam allowance and stuff into consideration, it'll be narrower and then I want to fold down on it. So it's essentially a long, narrow pen pouch. So I want one of those in the boxes as well. And then I want some bookmarks besides the corner ones. So I do my own magnetic bookmarks. This is one of the illustrations that I really, really love. He's on a few different things. He's just called Concerned Cloud. So he's a very worried little cloud. And people love him. And this one says Head in the Clouds. And that's a magnetic bookmark, clips over the top of your page. I absolutely love these. I use them myself. I've got loads of them. So does my daughter, because again, she gets all my rejects. And then we have the traditional bookmarks. So this would have a tassel from it. It just doesn't have the tassel attached at the moment. Here's one with a tassel attached with a just slightly different design. So these are double-sided. I have just a plain side with like a continuous design on the back. And then I have the main design on the front. So this one, again, this is hugely popular. Roses Are Red, Pages Are Torn. The book that I'm reading is basically porn. So for all my smut-loving gals, my spicy readers. And then I've got these ones here, which are coffin shaped. They've got a cute little tassel. Again, really popular. Most of the bookmarks are, and I kind of have something for everyone. Like, you know, that's a little bit more tame, just in my bookish era. So we have loads of different bookmarks to choose from there. Obviously the coffin ones are a little bit more niche. So I don't know if they would go in the boxes, and they kind of don't need to because they sell really, really well at markets. So, this might be a seconds. Because I make everything myself, I do end up with some products that are just not quite perfect. There's a few bookmarks in here as well that are not quite perfect. So as well as bookish bundles, I will do seconds boxes as well. Mystery bundles with, like, X amount of bookmarks, X amount of pins, whatever. Pins are the other thing. So I have a big box of pins. I have a badge maker, a button press, so I have a lot of my designs on these little pins as well. So this whole thing is full of pins and button pins and stuff like that. I don't really mind having a huge amount of them because they just don't take up space. They're really inexpensive to produce, but they're cute and people like them, so I think they'd be nice in there too. As well as that, obviously I want to have pens and highlighters and mechanical pencils in there and little annotation tabs. Those obviously I can't make myself, so I will be purchasing them in multi-packs on Amazon. And then the main piece in the box will be a book review notepad, so tear off notepad. I've made tear off notepads before, or rather I've had them made. This was actually a seconds. So I have loads of these seconds ones. These are my weekly planner. So you have, they're not dated. So you have all the months up here. If you choose whatever month you're in. And then you have Monday through to Sunday. Sunday is the smallest one. But I hate when they don't have weekends on them. Especially because I've got 2 kids. I need Saturday. Don't give me a tiny box for Saturday. And I do need something for Sunday as well. Because we have extracurriculars and birthday parties and whatever else. So this is a get shit done this week. So you choose your month, circle it, and then in these little triangles you can put the dates. So I really love those. I had these made, and I was not very happy with the manufacturer because what arrived to me, as you can see, was just paper. There's no backing card on these, which is just not great. And as a result, they had to send me this order, I think 3 times, because they kept arriving damaged. Because why wouldn't they? Because they're just paper. So I would like to make them myself. To make them yourself, it's actually quite simple, just a little bit time consuming. You just need your pages printed out, your designs printed out on your A5 pages, and you need backing board, and then something like this. So craft bond glue. This is just Elmer's craft bond, so it's tacky glue. You can get ones that go on purple as well, or blue, so you can see where they've gone on. This one is just a white one. So dries clear, remains flexible, so that's what you're looking for. That remains flexible. If it's not remains flexible, you can't tear the pages off very, very well, or else you'll tear all the glue off as well. So dries clear, remains flexible is what you need. Essentially, you stack them all together and you paint the edge and you let it set. So I'll be making my own book review notebooks. I have it designed, but I can't print it at the moment because my printer's not working. So I've been on with, I have an Epson EcoTank, which I absolutely love. I think it's a great printer, but it's causing me a little bit of hassle at the moment. So far, customer service has been good. But mostly they've just been telling me a million different ways to turn the printer off and on again. Not sure if they think I haven't tried that, but I'll keep going with their suggestions. Obviously they have a process to go through as well, so I'm just going to keep going with their suggestions, and hopefully this gets fixed soon. If not, it's still in warranty, so I can get a new one. But once I have that done, I can print them out. So what we're going to have in the boxes is book review notepad, corner bookmark, tassel bookmark, magnetic bookmark, scrunchie, pen, highlighter, mechanical pencil, a trio of pins, have I left something out? I don't think so. Annotation tabs. Sticker sheets and stickers. Those are the other things. Sticker sheets and stickers. So I don't know whether to do, something like my favorite ones in there, or if I should specifically do ones. I could go with both. Again, they're really cost effective to make and they're just so sweet. But if you're doing a book review, it can be nice to have little stickers that aren't necessarily just pictures of books, you know? Like the flowers in these or the love hearts, like they're really pretty and can be used in book reviews and stuff. So stickers and sticker sheets are the other things. I want to keep the cost of this really, really low. And again, making a lot of the stuff myself is going to help to do that, because I need to clear stuff out that I'm not going to be using anymore. Motel key rings, that's the other thing. Speaking of clearing things out that I don't use anymore. So these very, very, very pretty motel keychains. These were really trendy for a while. And I think the market just became a little bit saturated with them. I absolutely love them. But I've got loads and I have them in a lot of different colours, in colours that I wouldn't usually use, but will be perfect in a bundle like this. So that's the other thing that's going to go in there. The multi-pack that I got of these was so cheap. So again, we're keeping costs down. I have a whole load of vinyl that I'm not using at the moment because I don't really deal in vinyl designs anymore. But again, they're perfect for things like this. So it's just a way that I can kind of use up some of this stuff without any of it going to waste. And then I can just try and generate a little bit of income so that I can put it into things like the book sleeves. Okay, so this is outro Yolanda now. I've hopefully cut together an okay video. I've had to rotate again because the light is really changing now, so I'm relying on my ring light a little bit more than I would like to. But thank you so much if you've watched this all the way through. I promise these videos will get better. In the next one, I am hopefully going to restock some stickers. I am going to test print the book review notepad and I'm going to try and get that bound. The other option is to use a thermal binder, but I'm not really sure if I want to go down that road. So if you enjoyed this for the first time, please consider giving a like and subscribe. That feels really weird to say. No, but tell me why on the very last clip my computer freezes. I'm so close to the end. If you would like to, please feel free to leave a comment down below about whatever you like. I would really love to get a community started here. I'd love to connect with some like-minded creatives. So yeah, please do. And like I said, thank you so much for watching. And I promise these videos will get better. Thank you. Bye.